Tonight we're going to learn tips and techniques on how to conduct productive meetings. Whether you're a club officer in Toastmasters or an employee, team leader, manager at your workplace, knowing how to effectively conduct meetings can be a skill that pays off. Tonight's presenters are leaders in the education field with vast knowledge and skills in conducting, leading, and evaluating productive meetings. Together they have more than 40 years of experience in facilitating meetings. So let's explore together how to conduct a productive meeting. Please join me in welcoming our trainers, DavidKitchen and Marina Earl.
Let's give our Toastmaster a big round of applause. Wow. So good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, I'm the loud one. Good evening and welcome to Lakewood Toastmasters. And typically this would be our regular meeting. Periodically, we conduct workshops. Why do we do that? Anybody? Why would we do a workshop? Why?
Give us an opportunity to learn something different.
Give you an opportunity to learn something different and give.
I said some is needed for our education goals.
And some of this is needed for our education goals. Absolutely right. But tonight, what brings us here is how to conduct productive meetings. One thing we do at Lakewood Toastmasters, we start on time. We might take a break afterwards. Today we did. We started at 6:30. We took a break, got ready for setup, and now we're here. So give us a big round of applause for starting the day on time. So I'm DavidKitchen, and one thing I really understand about meetings, are they necessary? Yeah. So, because they're necessary, sometimes are they unnecessary?
Yes.
Oh wow, you guys didn't have to rush that. I mean, I was expecting someone to say, well, not in my meetings. You know, mine is hosted by Brenda Scott Jerry's, and ours is always productive. If you were to call a CEO on the phone, say a sales call, where do you think he might be when you're trying to reach him? In a meeting. Absolutely. Did you know that 75% of all CEOs and managers are in meetings? And sometimes they have meetings to discuss the meetings that they need to cut down the meetings.
Right.
Yeah. Crazy meetings, but they're a vital form of communication. So tonight we're going to talk about the benefits. There's some benefits to having a meeting, right? But there's a cost as well, right?
Okay.
Staff, cost. Someone has to bring refreshments. Someone has to set up. Someone has to make sure that things are moving productively, right? So tonight we're going to talk about these. Today, I want to let you know that these are your trainers. Together we do have 40 years. Now, of course, Marina and I are here by ourselves, and you're probably saying, wow, 40 years, they're old. But Jonathan got a flu shot, which prevents him from getting the flu, but guess what he got?
The flu.
He got the flu! Oh my gosh, what a concept. So Jonathan will not be with us tonight, but he's here in spirit. So let's give Jonathan a big round of applause. Yes, he's our club president. So here's what we're going to talk about today. Here's our topics. We're going to talk about planning and purpose for a meeting. We're going to talk about how do you opening a meeting. We're going to talk about handling meetings. We are going to talk about concluding a meeting. Should we conclude a meeting at some point? Like wrap it up?
Yeah.
Yeah, why? Because people got to go to work, right? Got to go and get some stuff done, right?
Right.
Tony wants to get home. You know, he's been area director. Jennifer is area director, and they want to get to their other clubs for club visits and try to beat Michelle at all of her 100% club visits. So we're going to talk about concluding meetings, and we're also talk about meeting roles and evaluating meetings. Did you know meetings should be evaluated? Yes. You'll get an opportunity to evaluate our meeting tonight. Many people complain about meetings though. And tonight we're going to give you a couple of opportunities to actually do some exercise. I'm big on engagement, but I want to let you know we will end on time. This is a rapid pace workshop and it will end on time, but you will have an opportunity to practice 2 exercises, okay? Who saw Jane Fonda on the Emmys the other night? Raise your hand. You didn't see her? She is 80 years old. My gosh, she looks like Jennifer's sister almost. My goodness, she looks good, right? But in the exercise, and it's not that kind of exercise, but it's a module exercise, you'll get an opportunity to practice a purpose statement and also how to lead a meeting, all right? So tell me, some people feel this way? We will continue having lots of meetings until we find out why no work is getting done. Raise your hand. Have you ever? Yeah, you see that all the time, right? It's meetings about the meetings about the meetings. One thing to understand about productive meetings, they could be long or they could be brief. It doesn't matter as long as you have structure and they're productive. And that's the bottom line. I like pulling up interesting facts about meetings, such as this one. On a typical business day, 11 million formal meetings are held. Did you guys know that? 11 million. 9 out of 10 people daydream in meetings. I'm looking at you. You better not be daydreaming in this meeting here. 73% of people bring other work to the meeting. Yeah, right? But more alarming, why do you think meetings go on and on and on? Because they're disorganized, right? Maybe they run over, lack of time, or missed agendas, or no agendas, right? Why is it important to have an agenda? Someone volunteer.
So you can stay on time.
Stay on time, what else?
Focused.
Focus, yeah. Stay on time and focus, so that you understand what you're coming to the meeting for, what you're going to get out of the meeting, and when the meeting is going to conclude. That's how you have a productive meeting. I found those pretty fascinating. So one of the first things we do when we talk about a productive meeting is we begin by actually having a purpose. You kind of need to understand how to plan a meeting. So what do you think the first thing we would do when we're planning a meeting? What do you think? What's the first thing?
Secure location.
Secure location.
Choose your topic. Why you're meeting.
Choose your topic. Why are we meeting? Time. Right. And to find out that Brenda Scott Jerry's really is my sister. That would be an interesting meeting, right? Begin meeting plans should begin, you're right, stating a purpose. Each one of us has a workbook. I want to make sure everybody has a workbook. And what we're talking about tonight is in this workbook. This is your workbook. You can take this home, scribble in it, doodle in it, draw pictures of David and Marina. I don't care, it's your workbook. So have some fun in this workbook. But I want you to have some takeaways and get something out of tonight's meeting. So please, feel free to use this. So stating a purpose, I heard selecting participants. Yeah, we need people. A location, a venue. Inside Toastmasters, some clubs fail because they don't have a place to meet, right? But then businesses outside, when they lose their business or their lease is up, what happens? Yeah, people stop meeting. When they stop meeting, they stop running the business. And when they stop running the business, what happens? Goodbye. And then Jennifer and I are scrambling up our money trying to buy the business at 2 cents on the dollar. So selecting location is very important. Informing participants. You've got to let them know, where the meeting is, what the meeting is about, and developing an agenda. And what we're going to do is we're going to run through these, each one of these. But first, let's talk about stating a purpose. Do we have to have a purpose for a meeting? Yeah, we have to, right? Raise your hand if you've ever written a purpose statement. Yeah? So here's an example. If I send a memo out saying, okay, I want to get together and have a meeting to talk about the Toastmasters Club. Is that vague or specific? Specific? Vague? I heard 2. Yeah? Yeah? Just want to talk about the Toastmasters Club. Specific or vague? I heard both. Okay.
What about?
What about? What if I said, let's have a meeting to discuss why our membership is below 5 members.
That is specific.
That's super specific,
I like that.
right? That's the purpose of our meeting. If I said, I want to have an HR meeting today to talk about the employees. Specific? Vague. Very vague. Because what are they going to talk about?
What about the?
Giving me a promotion? Yeah, well, you going to give me a promotion or you going to fire me? Which one? Let's make this very specific. But if I say, let's have an HR meeting to discuss the promotions we're going to announce tomorrow.
That's specific.
That is specific.
I would love to attend that meeting.
Yes, Michelle wants to go to that meeting. So, without further ado, purpose. You gotta have purpose. Sometimes you have a variety of purposes. You can have a type of meeting to eliminate some ideas, eliminate waste, generate some ideas, stimulate some ideas. Maybe you'll have some to define some roles in the company or in the Toastmasters Club. Disseminate information. Maybe to get the word out, like we got the word out about the workshop. And we did it twofold. Email and we did an e-bite. So there's a variety of ways that you can communicate, but you got to get the word out. And then some meetings are just about follow-up, right? Yeah, just want to follow up. You know, congratulations that Tony's working on his DTM. We had a meeting. It was just a follow-up. Tony, when are you going to do that last speech?
Right.
It's done.
And it's done. See how? Woo! Give Tony a big, big round of applause. No, give me the credit for calling the follow-up meeting, okay? The follow-up with Tony. Good job, Tony. So why don't we have a little fun and do our first exercise, okay? So we're going to practice writing a purpose statement. We're only going to spend a few minutes, like 7 or 8 minutes or so. It's in your workbook. Pretend that you're a department manager with 10 employees. Look on page 5. You'll see 2 scenarios. So scenario A and scenario B. Okay, I won't read them. I'll give you time to read them. But I would like you to review both of those scenarios and then just take a minute or two to write a purpose statement. And a purpose statement, just really simple. If it's 1 sentence, 2 sentences, it doesn't matter. Just write us a purpose statement. And is that specific or vague? That's specific. 5 ways. Wow, good. What about the other scenario?
The second purpose is to review changes to the employee policy and
Okay. What do you guys think? So let's talk briefly about evaluation. Raise your hand if you think evaluation is important. All right, yes, I should be seeing everyone's hands. What we like to do inside of Toastmasters is to evaluate, to motivate. Because we want to encourage the person to do what?
Do better.
To do better, to improve, to be successful, to get up and speak again. But in a productive meeting, we want them to continue to conduct productive meetings. So there are some people who feel this way. Brace yourself. Oh, it's coming. Here comes the evaluation. They get all nervous. But the evaluation part should be a nurturing process. It should be a supportive process, right? Marina's a great evaluator. What's some of the tips that you do when you give your evaluations?
First, I look at if I know ahead of time about the speech project, I look at the speech project, look at the objectives and the requirements for that. If I don't, then I listen very attentively during the meeting and find out what are the speech objectives. And based on that, I would make my evaluation. Focus on the strengths and then give some tips for improvement. And do it in such a way that it would not be offensive to the person who's being evaluated. Because I've always told myself, no matter how good I thought my evaluation was, if I have hurt just a little the feeling of the person who's evaluating, I did not succeed. Because it is to motivate, to keep them coming.
That's an excellent way of putting it. And the same thing applies to meetings. You can evaluate yourself as a speaker. You can have an observer, an objective person in your business meeting to evaluate. And you can have participants evaluate. And tonight you're going to have an opportunity to give some evaluation to the workshop as well. And you'll have a brief opportunity to evaluate one of the leaders in your group. So we evaluate in and out of Toastmasters, and you can evaluate speakers in a business meeting as well, or a presenter, someone who is going to need feedback. So you provide immediate feedback, you offer methods for improvement, and of course, you build and maintain self-esteem. So I won't go through all of these right now, but one of the things that I really would like to mention is there's evaluation process before the meeting and during the meeting. So before the meeting, get together with the speaker or the meeting leader and say, what is some of the stuff you want me to look at? What type of improvements are you aiming at? And during the evaluation, choose your words very carefully. Do we say things like, so I'm happily here to criticize Matthew Mendoza for the, no, we evaluate, right? So we evaluate meeting speeches and not the person. And above all, promote self-esteem. So this is a great quote by, I love this quote, evaluations should be upbeat, encouraging, and offer suggestions for improvement, right? So remember what we talked about when we talked about the 5 steps to problem solving? You remember that? Okay, so let's have some fun. Let's have some fun with that, and you'll get an opportunity to 1, work as a team, 2, problem solve, and 3, evaluate the leader. So, to make this simple, let's break up into just 3 groups real quick. And we'll just take about 10 minutes, and this is one of the last exercises. So, let's take, how about, and then how about you guys, what's another one?
We can attract new members for Toastmasters Club. They will be at least a lot of Toastmasters.
Yeah, okay, A. You guys take C. C? Right? And then, how about you guys take E? E, cool? And then we'll take F. Us. F, okay? So why don't we just take about a few minutes, like 4 minutes or so, and get together and work on this and have a little fun, okay?
How do people know? Remember.
Come on, let's see.
How do people care about the club?
How can we attract new members for our Toastmasters Club? Me and our leader, we evaluated her. The leader made participants feel welcome and comfortable, so she welcomed us. And she explained the problem that we were going to discuss. We discussed the method of the participants was included.
And which one? Did you select a few?
We did a few because we simultaneously.
Well, give us a couple of real quick.
We advertised social media, Meetup, Reddit, and we're assigned that to BPM and other members.
So of those, which is the best one?
It is the advertising, social media.
Advertising. Good, 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 good. And the leader did well, huh?
She did.
All right, let's give him a big, big round of applause. So without going into the details, this is what we teach the kids. You know, identify a problem, analyze it, pick about 5 different
And then find
solutions, and then choose one. And then we discuss why we chose that one. So take that away. It's a good, really foundational way of just problem solving skills. And with that, that's really it for tonight. I do want to make sure that we had some takeaways. And I want to share this with you guys. I love finding things on the internet, but you guys, if somebody, just choose one and say it out loud.
Stay on topic.
Stay on topic, what else?
Email an agenda 24 hours in advance. I think that's something that needs to be a learned skill because we usually walk into meetings and find out what we're talking about.
Yes,
Yes,
email in advance. Somebody pick another one.
Disagree without being disagreeable.
Yes, disagree without being disagreeable. It's okay. Judge the behavior, not the person. Good. Give me another one. Come prepared. Yes, that's right. So if you come into a fight, come in armor. Be prepared for the fight, right?
Silence equals agreement.
That's a great one. Silence, just because you say nothing, that's action. So you saying nothing, that means what? You agree. If you don't agree, it's okay to to speak out.
Start and end on time.
Start and end on time, yes.
Yes,
Hallelujah.
yes.
We're all practicing that. I'm
Yes.
telling you, man. I'm
Okay.
telling you. But that's a great one. Everyone participates. That's the one I love. So I can email this to you guys, and I think this is a really, really great thing. But I wanted to say that I love this final quote. Coming together is the beginning.
Yes.
Keeping together is progress. But working together is what?
Success.
Success. So we want to thank you guys for participating. We hope you got a takeaway.